For this video, we're going to begin to look at breaking down the Taming the Tiger form from the Hung Gar system. A lot of these aspects you can take into isolation and train them outside of the form, and this means that you just get a lot more focus and a lot more repetition when you train. Obviously, once all of these aspects are developed, you want to put them back into the form. We push out, turn the palms over, open up, punch upwards, cross the arms. Now from here is where we start our first Qi Gong, and it starts with the outward rolls of the shoulder. Now the outward roll of the shoulder is really important because this is going to really put emphasis on, first of all, opening your chest, engaging the upper back. Over time, this is going to keep the shoulder joints nice and healthy. So from this position, as we roll the shoulders back in, hands form into Q-cell, and then we press outwards. Now, as you press outwards, you need to feel the tension through the top of the arm, and this is what really brings emphasis to that colon or large intestine meridian. We then lift the hands up to cross at the wrist, squeeze the elbows inwards, and then we pull down through the center and then repeat 3 times. So again, rolling the shoulders backwards, really focusing on the mobility of the joint, letting the elbows sit slightly behind the body, and then as you press out to the side, you're going to lift, cross the wrists, pull the elbows in and pull down. A very basic rule when it comes to all of Qi Gong in Kung Fu forms, whether it be an internal system or an external system. As you open the chest, you want to be breathing in, and as you close off the chest or compress your torso, this is when you breathe out. This just works in conjunction with the diaphragm, making it easier for you to breathe in and breathe out naturally and have everything working in harmony. So from the crossing of the wrists, we're going to roll the shoulders out. This is going to be your in-breath. So as the elbows drop to the side, you're going to then breathe out as you push to the outside. Now, as the arms lift, you're going to feel the chest expand again. So this is going to be your in-breath as the arms raise, cross at the wrists. And you finish the sequence by turning the elbows inwards and pulling down. This is going to compress the torso and make it much easier for your out-breath to happen. So again, rolling the shoulders backwards, breathe in, open the chest, push out to the sides. And then you'll notice that as you push out to the sides, the body wants to create the power by compressing that torso again. So as we push, we breathe out, let the body sink slightly as the spine slightly curves. And then as you reach full extension of the elbows, we're going to breathe in, lifting from the shoulders, cross the arms, and then begin your out breath as your elbows sink down towards your dantian. So after we perform the bow, we then move into our second Qi Gong, and this is going to be a lot more focused on the conditioning of the legs. So from the footwork, we first learn how to get into this horse stance. We're going to open up the heels, open up the toes, heels, and then lastly, the toes come out, and we're going to sink the body down. And this is going to be a developmental exercise where you really start to work the strength in the legs. So the position of the horse stance is very important because if you do this wrong, this can put a lot more stress on the joints and therefore it can be detrimental over time. So first of all, make sure that you're grounded through the heels. You want to have the majority of your balance towards the back of the feet. The knees must be in line with the toes because if not, you're going to find that there's a lot of stress put on the knees, and over time this is going to do you more harm than good. So make sure that when you squat, you have the knees in line with the toes. The only pressure is going to be on the muscles, and this is where you start to develop the strength in the legs. So once we've got the feet set in the correct position, we're going to sink down. First, we bring the hands up. This is going to allow the body to sink. And then we settle by pressing the arms down. We bring the hands up into pray, separate the hands to shoulder width, And then as you separate, again, you're going to go into Q cell, and this is going to be a separate Qi Gong. So from here, we're going to breathe in, let the wrists relax, pull the hands into the side, and you want to feel that elbow draw back past the rib cage. And then as you press, squeeze the palms, and you should feel slight tension in the palms as you push forwards, and just try to find a very natural breathing pattern. So always link the movements to the breath and not the breath to the movements, and that way you'll keep everything nice and natural. So breathe out, and then breathe in. And again, we're just going to perform 3. We're putting a lot of the focus into the legs. So this is going to start to build heat in the body much quicker than the previous Qigong that we looked at. This is a perfect exercise to do outside of your form work because you want to start to build this up. You want to be able to sit in that horse stance for probably a minimum of 3 to 4 minutes. And again, in this position, you should feel like the tension runs from the index finger all the way through the top of the arm. So we're activating that colon meridian, that large intestine meridian, and just linking it to the breath. So if you need any more information or you'd like to ask any questions, please drop them in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.